Dame toda la noche, no nos queda mucho tiempo más. No quiero perder lo que queda. Seguimos siempre la pasión y confiamos solo en el amor. Yeah. No quiero perder lo que queda. Y más allá. A través de la gran oscuridad hasta que me convierta en rayos. Y más allá. A través de la gran oscuridad y más
Alright guys, welcome to the stream. How are we all doing? Hope you had a great weekend. Just gonna get started in a minute. See if I can bring this in a bit. Turn it down a bit. Okay. Cool. Let's put this thing down a bit. It's gonna close up. So Facebook. Okay. Alright, let's see what we're watching. Spy, okay. Spy is bouncing back on that shoulder. 377. Just gapping up a little bit into a resistance area. Very, very strong resistance area. Okay. Could be interesting today. Let's have a look at the others. Snap is not doing much. I'm gonna remove that. Airbnb. 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 Earnings will okay. DVN. Not really. Not really. Oof. ATNM. It just did what I expected to, but with low volume, very low volume. So I've been waiting on these days, honestly, like even the first red day here. The first red day I wanted to trade it. It's just so difficult, man, with this kind of liquid stock. But just massive turnover. Fade out, fade down. 15 all the way to, let's say, 1050s. Huge. I was expecting that, to be honest. Much bigger pullback coming into this one. Definitely this day I wanted to try trade it. Unfortunately I couldn't. So that is something that I missed. To be honest, I wouldn't call it missed. It's more of a, there wasn't an opportunity for me on that one. So just wasn't there. So I'm just gonna remove that. Just trying to make the watch list, clean it a bit. Band. This is the one I was watching a few days ago, last week, and it's, to be honest, it's held this gap up strongly. Still holding up, third day of the gap, and it's still holding. So this could run a bit if it starts to take out the 1780s. So well, I'm just gonna put an alert there. If I put an alert, hopefully it's gonna be after the after the market opens. Usually, what happens with the TOS's alerts is that it doesn't trigger pre-market. So I have to keep an eye on it still. But as a crucial level, if it starts to take out the 1780s, then it could actually go for a run. And it brings a volume. At this volume, I'm not happy with it. On the daily volume, as you can see, 2.5 million volume, less than that. For a $9, for a $17 stock, it's not, I'm not interested unless it picks up that volume. So I'll just remove that and wait for that thingy to pick up. Basically, it's just that level needs to be taken out with volume. So PCVX as well, I'm watching this, but it's just same as ATNM. It's just not producing much volume at all. However, really not, the volume isn't there. This is a bigger price stock compared to ATNM, so that's the only thing going good about this. But volume, right? Volume speaks for itself. So just gonna remove everything. So pretty much from last week, what we were watching, I removed everything. So I'm gonna start putting the new list now, which I have been working a bit earlier on. So let's see what I had on the list. Check my laptop here. So let's have a look at BILI. BILI today is gapping up as well. From the get-go, you can see from 1170 to 1225, so it's kind of strong. The gap up on Friday and the strong hold continues to show that it wants to go higher, at least for now. So I'm gonna keep BILI as on the gappers. We can even put it on the main one, main watch. But Billy goes on the watch. And then we gotta check FCX. Let's have a look at FCX. Volume is kind of there. But there could be some sort of, why is this gap? So this is also one of those Chinese related plays. If you have a look at our Chinese stocks, they're all gapped up. They're still gapping up. So it depends, I think it's COVID related. Like the government, the government might be easing off a lot of restrictions, COVID related on the businesses or whatsoever. So that's really sort of markets taking a really good positive response to that. So LI, you will see all of these, as you can see, NEO, your Babas, every single one of them is gapping up. So Chinese stocks could be hot for the week, and it's been beaten down. All of these have been beaten down big time, but maybe there's a chance that they might start to rebound. If that's the case, there might be good opportunities on these. So FCX comes in one of those. So we will put few of these. Let's put FCX as well as NEO, just to keep an eye on those, that sector. We have let's have a look at PDD. PDD is gapping up as well. It's gapping from 62s all the way to 63.50s. Again, showing strength from its move on Friday and Thursday. Thursday also was a green day. So this thing is starting to bounce. It's kind of sort of on daily. If you look at zoom out a bit, it's a massive sort of choppy area. It could be due to the fact it wants to really bounce, but it's struggling to. Nevertheless, it's actually held that 50 each time it went there over and under, and then it reclaimed it, and then over here as well. Goes down, reclaims it very fast, as you can see on the 50s, and then just carries on. So, short term, when it comes to daily, we're going to watch this trend line here. So that seems to be respecting quite a bit. 1, 2, and then the third time. Right now, 63.50s would be right on the trend line. I believe this is my trend line here. Yeah, 63.50s. Might be that. You see, this one is the trend line. So, yeah, that is the one that is really right there. We're going to keep an eye on that trend line. And if it starts to stay over that 63.50s, then we can look into trading longs on this PDD. It looks strong. However, just a slight caution that it might be from 40 all the way to 60s. Huge move, bit extended, but there has been that day where profit taking comes in, right? So this red day was expected, and then another red day followed suit. So that means we've already gotten our, pullback, the expected pullback, and now maybe another round going higher. So we keep an eye on that. PDD looks okay. All right, let's have a look at what else we got. Kale, AUI, ABV. What has Kale done? Dude, this is not working out. Is that Kale or something else? AUI. AUI, I kept it just because Friday it brought in a lot of volume. We're talking 121 million. So, but if you look at the 1 minute chart, look at how aggressive the pre-market on Friday was, right? Massive acceleration. And then just dead, complete dead. But the fact that it closed up above its gap and it's held its gap, it just keeps me like a bit like interested in it. Like if it starts to take out 490, especially fives, this could actually run. It's one of those that could squeeze a bit. Low price stock. What's the shares on it? Wait. AUI. So let's have a look. So it's not a low floater though. It's not a low floater. It's not. So yeah, that's probably why it's maybe it's very it looks like a thickly traded stock. Yeah, so I might leave this off the watch list. I don't like the way it looks. AUI goes ABEV. Look at this. I can't trade that. No range at all. KGC also did a good bounce on Friday, but again, not my cup of tea. If you ask me why, I'll tell you. GFI. GFI is very similar to the other one that we saw. Which one was it? AUI, something like that. Yeah. So as you can see, from gaps up from 720s all the way to 820s, $1 gap for a $8 stock. Gaps up and holds this gap, and it's just, this might be related to AUI. I might be wrong, but this might be related to AUI. Goldfields ADR. Okay, so this is also one of those ADRs. Okay. Don't know really. I don't like these at all. I have better list than this. DKNG. DKNG, a weak earnings gap down and weakness. Look at this. DKNG really, this this trend line was created long time ago, as you can see now. If I extend this, look at that. Look at this rejection coming in for the trend line. So don't tell me that trend lines and the longer term doesn't really work, or doesn't get respected. Although you can say that it is actually rejecting from this level as well. But if you think about it, if you have trend line, if you have other levels, and if you have multiple confluences of levels, then you got to pay attention to that. So it's rejected from there, and then you know that in Friday's gap down because of earnings. So now it stayed weak, so that means today I'm going to be looking into potentially shorting opportunities if it starts to bounce a little bit and slow down. So we'll see. Something to keep an eye on. DraftKings. What's up, Oasis? Welcome, buddy. How you doing? Are you okay? How was the weekend? Yeah, they do look like it, don't they? They all look like it, but they are not, though. I believe they're not. Usually, yeah, you're right. Acquisitions look very similar to that, but I believe they're not. So it's just they are very thinly, and they're related to Chinese stocks, right? So Chinese stocks are gapping up. The whole sector is gapping up and running. So if you look at LI, I did cover this. Look, it's exactly the same sort of chart pattern. Gaps up, hold this gap, and then today is also gapping up, right? And NEO as well, the same thing. You can look at that. NEO looks to be very strong compared to the other ones. Look at that. Very, very similar price action, right? And then we have BABA as well, same thing. So it's, as I said, BABA is slightly different because it was weaker on Friday, but it's still today gapping up because of I think the Chinese government's easing off on the COVID rules and stuff like that. Which could be really good for the businesses. So yeah, Billy also could be one of those. Billy. So Alibaba is also backing Bilibili. So basically, they're all related to the same thing. So Billy, all that same sector. Yeah, no worries. That doesn't matter. That's fine. I thought you were not here, so it's perfectly fine if you were here. It'll be a little bit odd to be repeating myself but then I don't mind really if you just joined. Again, if somebody is watching the recording, I repeat the same information because some viewers who are joining live are joining a bit late, or they were not here when I was talking about it. So I don't really mind. Doesn't take that much of the time. So BILI is the same thing. I'm gonna keep that. It's the gapper, one of the gappers. I think it's about to fill the gap, which it might. What else do we have? Let's have a look. Dude, I just too much that music. Okay, Roblox is the one I'm keeping an eye on as well. Roblox's earnings is coming. How is it earnings? Wasn't earnings earlier on? So it says November the 9th, right? So few days. In few days, earnings going to be released on Roblox. Why is it showing weakness before earnings? There could be something. So I'll keep an eye on this, simply for the fact that Friday was very weak. Brought in some volume rising. So if this has something behind it, it will tend to continue to the initial move of Friday, at least for a few days. So that's why I'm keeping it for potential shorting opportunity on Roblox. There we go. Now we have our, let's have a look at our gaps. Not gap downs, gap ups. Up gap. Yeah, okay. So we've got our GCT. GCT looks really nice. This was a good play on pre-market. Actually, you know what? Thingy should be trading this. Zell should be trading this because this is style beautiful around break of 6. I mean, he has to take this trade, right? I mean, come on. Beautiful, really good gapper. Believe the catalyst on this one is strong as well. So basically, they're opening up a Malaysian office, but that was a long time ago. No, but there's another news to it, definitely, which will come out in a minute. So let's have a look. So I'm gonna keep an eye on that. One of the gappers looks strong. GCT. That's probably the leading gapper at the moment as it stands. DWAC. Oh, do you guys remember the DWAC days? Oh, if you don't remember, then you gotta go back to last year October, I believe, November, October, guys. Ooh-wee. This is what we had. DWAC. It went from 9s all the way to 180s, almost 180s. From 9s, let's say 10s, okay, from 10s all the way to 175 something. And crazy days. Love to see it. Love to see these days. So yeah, that's why I remember DWAC. Is, as you can see, it tried to gap up, it's tried to continue, but then it gets pushed down again. So there's huge pressure still going on this. So if it does get pushed again, it might get sold. So DWAC, kind of interesting. I will keep it just in case if we do get some sort of a push on this one. So DWAC goes on the watch list as well. Dude, if it's anything to do, it's very political as well, this stock, right? Is obviously, you know, if Donald Trump is running, and if it's confirmed that he's running, right? Then this stock has huge potential, guys. So for this specific stock, you might want to keep an ear out for some political news, especially when it comes to Donald Trump's presidential decisions, running for it. So I would not normally say that, but this is directly related to him. So very, very important to pay attention to that. So I might keep DWAC for a few weeks just in case we've got that confirmation. HKD gone, 28.9, no volume. Don't like it, no volume. These gappers are not that great. Our world XP EV, that's an EV stock. LI, as I mentioned earlier, LI is also Chinese related gap up, so we do have that on the list, I believe. NIO and LI, right? Okay, so that's pretty much it for the gap ups. If you do have anything that you want me to have a look, please do let me know. I've got let's have a look at the gap downs because of earnings. This is gapping down from 31s all the way to 24s, which is here. So massive gap down. To be honest, with these kind of massive gap downs are weak stocks. It's kind of hard to short them because first of all, the SSR gets hit on it, as well as it just doesn't move as far as I would like for my trades. So I will put them on earnings, VERV, but I will just look at it if it's really like popping, and if it starts to reclaim or attempt to gap fill a little bit, the more the merrier, towards 27s, 28s, 26s, this area here, and it starts to reject from it, then I'll look into shorting opportunities on VERV. STNG. Wow, this SNTG was a great opportunity on Friday. On Friday was a great opportunity. SNTG. Well, actually, you know what? Not really. It would have chopped the hell out of me if I was trading this. I was looking at the daily now. It wouldn't have been good. Thanks goodness I avoided that. That was a good decision on that. QL or DFN. Capping that. So that's pretty much it. I'm just gonna share this list on Discord. Just remember that this list contains the list of earnings as well. All right. So let's do that. Okay, share it with the Discord members. Lovely, there you go. That's the list for the day. And if there's any changes to the list, I will mention that on the stream, so you can add it. All right, just clean up a little bit. SPY. Let's talk about SPY. So basically, it is still, in my opinion, in the reversal mode from this area here, from 360s, 350s. But it's getting hit recently with these economic news releases, which is not really, it's all really not meeting the target of the estimated numbers, right? It's really missing those numbers. So people are just losing, if you start missing those numbers, obviously it's, people are going to lose confidence in the market itself. So people, as in big money, starts to pull their money from the stock market, starts putting it somewhere else. For example, if there are rate hikes, interest rates are higher, they would rather put it in, or anybody would rather put it in the bank, right? Because of interest being so high. Very simple, right? Very simple. They probably wouldn't want to sort of, it's just a matter of making your money work for you, right? Like if your money is not doing anything and not getting anything from a market, in fact, it's even like losing a bit, then yeah, I mean, any sensible person would really just take the money out and start putting it in somewhere better. That's why I think, anyways, that's why struggling with that reversal. Normally when SPY bounces or reverses, it's a really straight uptrend. If you want to see what it looks like, let me show you. So reversals on SPY. So if you look at this I believe this is the COVID related drop, the panic in the market. This is what it looks like, the panic on the daily chart. Look at the move. This is your normal move, right? And that's your completely different to what you see. Just pure emotional move. Anyways, so the reversal came in very tiny head and shoulder pattern, or you can even call it like a, it's just very hard to tell. You can call it a V reversal as well, but nevertheless the reversal came in and it just carried on nice and stable, slowly uptrending, right? That's what you get, like straight up, not huge move down again, right? But what we're seeing on these days is really not as bad as I am making it out to be honest. But I just not liking the reversal not having momentum to the upside. It's just pushing it down and down. So we might still be in that chop area where SPY or the market just chops around this area here, and it just doesn't go anywhere, right? But one day could change it. One day could change it. One economic release, one big news could change that. So it's very hard to tell. As it stands, I'm not really strongly biased on either way, either direction. So if it gives me a shorting opportunity, I'll take it. A long opportunity, I'll take it. But it's just in the middle of nowhere. If I could, I'll take longs. If I could. If I had the choice, I would take longs, slightly biased to the long side, to be honest, on SPY, on the market. So, which means big names, same thing. Alright, that's pretty much it, guys. New is running as well. New. GCT 4.66. Yeah, 4.6 was the close. Gapping up about 33%. GCT. That's the only one I'm keeping an eye on. Actually, there's another one that just popped in. OYST looks like a acquisition. Yeah, it's an acquisition, as you can see. This is what it looks like. Viatris to buy Oyster Point from push. Yeah. So VTRS and Oyster, those two are basically, the VTRS is buying OYST. So there's no point in keeping it. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna run. It's not gonna do anything basically. Yeah. Vitaris is just had its earnings, which is gapping up because of that. Still, I don't really sort of think there's opportunities there. Verve. Thanks, man. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to sort of share what's in my mind and what I'm looking at for the day. It's just to remind myself as well, James. Really, it's just to remind myself so I know what I'm doing. I'm not panicking at the last minute, like, oh shit, what am I supposed to do? What was the analysis on SPY? Hold on. Let me think. Nah. You've got to have it in there. Just know what the plan was and stick to it. And we are gonna check some other gappers. Let's see if I'm missing any other gappers, guys. I don't think I am. DWAC is there. GCT is there. UNG 9. What's UNG doing? UNG is gapped up from 20. Not a huge gap. Is this ETF? Yeah, it's an ETF, isn't it? Yeah, it looks like an ETF. It's probably the gas ETF. So UNG, JNUG, these are all very similar to each other. NUGT. NUGT is a gold one, gold related. So that might be. JNUG is also gold related, is it? Gold, yeah. JNUG, Nugget, gold related. What was it? UNG. UNG is gas, natural gas related ETFs. Yeah, I really don't like to trade ETFs. So let's have a look at our Discord here, what we shared. I hope you can, well, yeah, so that's just checking the earnings. So this is the earnings for this week, basically anticipated earnings. There's a lot of other earnings, smaller companies, which is not as interesting as these, obviously, so we have to keep an eye on. So before open today, as in right now, Monday, we are looking at these companies. And after the close today, we're looking at these companies. Lyft, anything interesting in Shockwave, TripAdvisor. Yeah, there's quite a few not huge. Plantier could be something I need to look at now. So that's our earnings. So you might want to keep an eye on that for the week. especially when it comes to earnings season. And as you can see, watch list, I just posted the watch list. If you can't see on my chart, then you go back to Discord under YB members watch list. You will see that every day. As you can see, 7th of November, just posted it 8:37. And just going through the Discord a little bit for people who actually watch the recordings. Trade reviews, you know, these are the trade reviews. We post that once in a while. As you can see, students post that as well as sometimes if I miss the stream, then I'll post my own trades there once in a while. But I like to show it directly live anyways. General chat, okay. Also, James. Yeah, you're right, James, definitely. I believe they are EST. I believe because, you know, normally these ones, you see 8:30 a.m., these ones for CPI and US-based economic releases, they are usually at 8:30s, around 8:30s, yeah, just before the market opens. So I believe it's ESTs, but if you're not sure, you can always check here, anywhere. Like for example, we can go to marketwatch.com and let's have a look at how do we check that? Well, should be economic releases. So as you can see, there's quite a few other there as well, but US economic calendar, right? You can check that and then it will give you basically, there it is, today basically 3 p.m. consumer credit. So that's today 3:45. This is based only on US economy though. Tuesday, 8th November, election day. So you can check it in like I used to check it in the Forex Factory. Is much clearer. Forex Factory. These are basically little tools that you should be using every day almost. And on these ones, you can also filter it, guys. Sometimes, you know, these ones, these are really low impact releases. You don't want to have that. Leave this alone and only work with medium and high impact newses, right? So now if you apply that, you can see that November 7th for today, you only got few, right? But this is global though, right? You can always like go back to the filter. I believe you can filter the other ones out as well. Anything related to, for example, US, right? So you want to remove none of these and then just put USD and then apply, and then you see there's no news, high impact or medium impact news, so you don't really need to worry about too much on it. So it's a great website, although it's for Forex, but I believe it's much better than other websites out there. And also you can click on the calendar, this way it gives you the whole week's one. Again, filter it out with what you like or what you want. In our case, if we keep USD and maybe a few others like euros and GBPs, and that should do the job and get rid of the low impact news, right? So we've got medium impacts and high impact. We got rid of the low impact, and this is basically non-economic. So if you, yeah, there you go. Now it's much clearer, much simpler. So, but bear in mind that this date, the timing on this one, 8:53 a.m. Actually, this is the EST time, so it's actually taken it from my PC, which I believe I've set to EST. So this perfect. It actually takes your PC's settings. 8:53 now. The only one that, according to this, is this here, congressional elections on the Tuesday, November the 8th. So just want to be careful that day. And as well Thursday we've got quite a few CPIs. So these three will be, in fact 8:30 will be a good time to watch this on Thursday, November the 10th, and maybe trade after that. So Friday we have GDP for British pound, which is going to be UK based. Yeah, so I use that. Great website, very simple. Right, so move that somewhere else. So let's have a look at our gap or what it did. GCT still carries on. Where is our Zell boy? What has he done with this? Has he taken this? I hope he has. He loves to take these. So it'd be nice to see if it has, if he has benefited from it. Any news on this? The news is not huge on this, but somehow is taking a liking to the news. So we'll just listen to what the markets, what the stock is telling us. At the moment, it looks strong, so I'm not gonna have a strong bias, but I don't mind shorting it if there's an opportunity. You saw that coming, didn't you? Short is always an option. I love shorting. As you might have figured out by now. Let's have a look at our other watch list. Sony is good. G is good. Oh yeah, we might have that. Okay. So now GCT, is it possible to count GCT DWAC? Why does DWAC sounds whack? Okay. So as you can see, it's still trying to carry on. It's gaining more momentum as it starts to take out these ones. So really strong at this point. Looks very strong. GCT. Look at that go. Look at that. Takes out the pre-market and carries on. So one of my main watches will be GCT. One of my main watches, baby. I'm still here. I'm just trying to not show my accounts on the stream live, especially the credentials. You never know. All right, so let's have a look at the locates for this bad boy, GCT. 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 Not too bad. Actually, really nice. I don't mind that. 5, is that 0.005 cent? Let me just borrow some of the shorts, some of the shares. So in case if it does provide us some opportunities on GCT, I've already borrowed some, so I don't need to worry about it. My other brokerage. Oh, by the way, James, I figured out that, you know, with Colmex, there's another way I could still be with them. So yeah, that's good news. I'm going to be still trading the other account with them. Hopefully that's not going to create any other issues. If that's the case, then yeah, it's going to save me a lot on the short borrow fees. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. GCT looking strong still. And DWAC is still up there. It's still gapped up. DWAC also, don't take it for granted when it starts to actually take out that 23. This could also potentially run. When it's gonna run, it's gonna run, especially with any news related to, you know, elections, coming up elections and things like that. So we wanna keep an eye on this DWAC just in case once it starts to take out that 23. What I will do is I'll put an alert just in case. Just in case if it starts to take out the 23, I'm alerted. DWAC. Okay. GCT, right? GCT is not showing any sign, any small little sign of like reversal. I wouldn't call it reversal. I mean, any small sign that it's getting a little bit heavier on GCT, I might start on it. Not necessarily that it's gonna gap fill, but for opportunities, maybe to the VWAP, some scalping opportunities over the pre-market. But I believe the gap is quite valid. It's not one of those gappers which might fade off the whole day. But if you look at the daily, I'm just worried about these moves, you know. So as it starts to pop, it might actually start to drop as well. So interesting. Interesting for sure. Let's see if we can start here. Do 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 do. But if you don't know what you're doing, don't go reversal on these things. They are very strong. You need to have a proper system. You need to be able to read the tape. Just, you know, follow the strength. You know, it's easier if you're new. So in this case, if it does pull back to VWAP and if it starts to hold here, you know, it starts to bounce again, maybe. go for longs. But shorting at this rate here, right, even here, is you can't really sort of, you can't time it well. 650s and then 60s. $905. Also, this is kind of holding up. We're very close to open as well. We've got 25 minutes. So yeah, it's still holding up strongly. Look at DWAC. That's the only one. You see right over there, guys, like the main volume, as you can see, comes around at 8, just around that area. So if you are going to decide to trade pre-market, might be a good idea to actually be ready at around 8 and start looking at these things, especially if you're doing just gap and go setup. Very, very simple gap and go setups. If you don't know the strategy setup, just, Google gap and goes on stocks and, just read up on it, brush up your skills on it, understand the criteria that needs to be met for these stocks, and then just follow it and try it for a while and see what you can come up with. And but you have to be early. You have to be here, in fact, just before 8, so that you can see the volume built up and the consistency in the price action, cleaner price action, things like that. So if you're going to do it on pre-market, so all right. So we're getting closer and closer. Another 20 minutes to go. I am gonna get some drinks. I need some coffee, guys. But I am, as I said, I'm watching GCT. I don't even mind taking longs on it if it starts to actually pull back a little bit and then starts to hold. But ideally, I would be, looking for some scalping, shorting opportunities on this. That's the only thing that is keeping me here, to be honest, right now. But I could quickly go and come back. So 5 minutes, guys. I'll see you back in here 9:15, 9:13, something like that. All right, let's do that. Okay, so I'm back just before 9:15. GCT basically is faded off now towards the VWAP, which I was expecting. To be honest, I didn't mention it because it's one of those low flatters and stuff. Low floaters. You know, I'm gonna be trading this on the side. Really not mentioning it because it's completely different trading style, and I don't want you to be like getting caught up in these kind of moves if you don't know how to exit on pre-market. So just don't want to do that. I'll start calling trades maybe after the market opens. What I'm trying to say is I've traded this and I'm in it. So we'll see what happens. This trade is looking good so far. I started around here. Just have a look. Yeah, around the 651s, around this area here. So looking good for me. Oh, okay. Well, I'll take that. So you see the bounce coming in on that, but I feel like this might be bringing in a bigger pullback. But the fact that it's bouncing strongly on the VWAP, we have to be careful with that. There it goes. It's going to take out the low 622s. Hopefully soon. 620s. That'd be nice. $626s are holding. As it's getting closer to the market open, the trade that I had from GCT, I've closed it, and I wanna just wait it out, see what it does, because I see this is bouncing a little bit, but I still think there's a fade off coming on this one. So I wanna be ready when it does. Hopefully, it's not gonna miss it. With these ones, once you start to miss it, then that's too late. Like, it's literally there's not much you can do unless you chase it, which I don't want to do. That's why I as you can see, that's why I did mention this is a quick scalp because you see my entry here, very close to the highs. You can't really, it's difficult to time it, but it just depends on the tape and the price action. You have to read it well enough and then exit right at the bottom almost. So I'm happy with that early trade, but I see some fade off coming in even more. But for that, I'll be ready hopefully. So I've already built up a little bit of a cushion for the day. Not big enough for me to be excited about, but there's nevertheless still a cushion that I can work with. I see this one kind of looking like it wants to fail now. So unfortunately, the problem with this is it's very close to the open, and I just don't want to be stuck in the trade very close to the open. But if it was somewhere here, I would have taken, and in fact I would have held this short for possibly 6 hits and then maybe even 580s. Looks weak. Tape is showing a lot red, but then again, you see that 625 is huge amount of asks, but then they got taken off. So I was gonna say that 625 is holding. 627 now trying to hold. 626 is they're pushing it down. So yeah, just a little bit of a balanced fight at the moment. Yeah, there goes the heaviness coming in, and now it's probably gonna flush 623, 621, 620. So we do have still until 620. We have some. Yeah, that 620 needs to taken out. If 620 gets taken out, then it might actually go for that sixes. Yeah, 620 gets taken out. Now, if it, what, you know, I didn't do it, but if you wanted, if you were in it from where I took it, you could actually keep this trend line as your stop. If it breaks it, you get out. So it's like a trailing stop, but a bit of an aggressive one, or even the break of the 20 EMA, you get out. But what I did was I got out on the bounce of the VWAP because it was too close to the open. Yes, sir. The volume is dying down. Normally with these kind of gappers, they need to be staying very close to the highs and stay close. The further away from the highs of pre-market they are, the more likely they will start to fade off. This is what we are trying to see on this one, is attempting to do that. 620 is getting hit again and again. Once it breaks that, I think that might be it for a while for this. Anything else I missed? So we have XPEV as well, gap and up, but I'm not interested. Billy is the one I was looking at earlier. Billy is strong, but the volume is bad. LI still holding the volume, the gap. Neo is, I believe, still holding. Where is Neo? There we go. Neo is still holding the gap. So have a look at the SPY is just over and under VWAP. Not very interesting. I can't say much. Still holding its gap. Staying strong today, but I'm watching this area 380s. That could be something that it might reverse from if it does carry on. There it goes. GCT is just held that 20 very strongly. Jet 620 held. It didn't go further beyond that. Even a cent, it didn't go. So from here, all these attempts to take out the 620 did not work. So that's pretty much why I was ahead early on the exit. Plus obviously the open is close, and is trying to attempt to go for it again. Now, if it starts to go and take out these trend lines and then starts to go near the pre-market highs, that will show strength on GCT part, because it's holding up close and it's showing strength and it wants to keep on going higher. So anybody who's shorting it, you might want to be careful if it breaks that 650, and especially around the open. I'm glad that I'm out of it. Hopefully later it'll give us a chance. What is our DWAC? DWAC is not doing much. It's just hanging around the VWAP. I'm watching DWAC around 23s as well. If it starts to break that, then I might look into something on this one. It's curling, so this is a good one. It's very close to the open. Otherwise, this looks good for for long actually. Maybe for long. If it takes that 640s maybe, and then 650s, add. Too close to the open. Too close to the open. That's why I'm a bit careful on that. Let's get rid of that. I think it's just waiting for that open. The good thing about this is it's not very highly overcrowded, although we've got 4.8 million volume on this traded so far. It could be much more crowded than this. So it'll be interesting if it does break that 640. Very close to the open. I probably wouldn't trust that 640 break now, even 650 break, because that's going to be open drive and it's going to be too quick, so, and unreliable. So I'll wait it out. Okay, let's have a look at so DWAG just opened up and GCT is showing weakness. GCT is showing weakness. It hasn't broken that 640. And what's our DWAG doing? DWAG is still struggling at that 23 mark. Okay, GCT is holding. GCT is holding. Might be a good long here, guys. 642. Still waiting on that open drive. At least that first 5 minutes. But sometimes on these kind of stocks, it's 5 minutes is too late. We can look into now. It's much clearer. 640, 547 break, even 650 break would be nice. Okay. It is holding with some decent volume, but it's getting pushed down as well with some shorting strength. Really, like, yeah, it's getting really shorted badly. So, watching that. Yeah, there you go. You see that shorting, like, it's kind of, this is exactly why I say, like, be very careful on these kind of stocks. Like the way it wanted to take out that it did the liquidity run, and it just collapsed, right? So now we can start to look into shorting opportunities. Okay, so that's looking good. This will have a much bigger fade off, I believe. So good, good, good. And DWAC looks good as well. Unfortunately, I DWAC, I'm looking into shorting. Well, so look at the others. Apple is drifting down. SPY is also showing weakness, going for his gap fill. DraftKings as well was nice, but it was very quick. Don't know whether we could have gotten anything on that DraftKings. Kind of tough to say though. Very tough to say. You know, I wish I could say that I would have caught that, but I probably wouldn't have been able to. Yeah, that DraftKings looks kind of weak. DraftKings, baby. What else have we got? GCT. Possible shorting opportunities right here on GCT, by the way. I believe 607. 607 is what I got short on GCT. 607s. Break of VWAP will be the exit. I would really like it to hold it until the break of 660s because these things can actually pop and then start drop. But I don't mind retaking this the short again if it was to take me out at the break of the VWAP. So at the moment, I'm gonna keep it with the break of the VWAP as a stop, and the potential for this one is quite there because it could just be a gap fill, but 580s where the EMA 200 EMA is could be the first partial area. If I'm going to take any partial on that, it'll be small on this area. I really like it to be a bit lower than that. So NEO completely crashed. PDD is crashing, washing, and nicely. DWAC somehow holding up here. So this G is looking good. All right, there it goes, GCT. Our trade for the short, under 6 now. I really would like it to be staying under 6. And as long as it stays under 6, I'm good with it. I got no problem with you. We have a problem once you start to take over that 6 and 620 especially. So we shall see. Okay, so GCT still looking good. Okay, there it goes, GCT. And DWAC is also kind of rejecting from 200 EMA. But I think DWAC might be strong, so be careful on that. There it goes, our GCT short, working out really nicely from 5.607s all the way to 588s now. We could potentially take some partial around 580s. My thingy is there it goes. You see over here it's getting to that 200 EMA now. Looking beautiful. Really nice. So far so good. 584 is getting hit, 83s even. Let's go 580s. Let's go 580s. On my other platform, it's actually showing right on the 200 EMA now. Why is that? And it's actually struggling there, so yeah, it's bouncing from that area. So I mean, nevertheless, it's a good trade. And also DWAC is kind of sort of holding up at the 200 EMA 22 area. 22 breaks, then it might have actually some strength in it. So I believe DWAC might have some long opportunities today. If it breaks 22, I might start on DWAC, but then we have VWAP and 23 area. So VWAP. Sorry, DWAC. DWAC, maybe I'll start here. I chased it a bit, guys, on DWAC 2214. DWAC 2214. Right on the VWAP, but I think it's bringing more volume, strength. If it breaks 2175, 60s, I'll be out on this. But it's gaining some momentum. So I like to see that. So GCT short is looking good. This is also rejecting from the VWAP, which was not such a good idea. Trading right at the VWAP. I was a bit aware of that, yes, but well, there you go. There it goes. I'm not too worried about it because it's just a starter. My whole idea was 23 break, most crucially 23 break. So I can even keep my stop under here, but once it starts to break that 23, that's when I'm going to add to it. So I'm okay with that. But the ones that I am concentrating on now is GCT, which is to take or not to take. That is the question. The partial. So maybe take, right? It's in a good area to take the partial because it's just bouncing off that 580s, which I was mentioning earlier on. Okay. So we've got 580, 584s. So 584s. At least one partial taken. Very nice area. I like that. But if it starts to bounce towards, it's bouncing a little bit stronger than I actually want from this 200. So I'm a bit, not too worried about it, but I would have liked it to be a bit slower than this, but towards 6 bounce. Now let's see if that 6 holds. If it does, I might even add to it for the short. Okay, so far so good. GCT has been good to me for the whole day. So hopefully this trade, it's already winner for me, but if it starts to, if I could have few ads on it, it'll be great. Okay. Let's have a look at DraftKings. Yep, DraftKings stays weak, considerably weak. I was looking at DraftKings for overall weakness in the stock today, which is showing, but I just could not enter the right timing. I couldn't find the timing; it was too fast. PDD has potential to actually maybe continue. Yeah, there goes PDD. It looks strong. It's just, it seems like a chase to me at this point if we were to take long on it, but I would really like it to pull back a little bit more towards that 63 maybe. And if it holds, then we can take advantage of that. PDD is coming back to that 63. Let's see what happens around that area. It'll be interesting to keep an eye on this one. PDD. Also, we've got GCT that's popping again. So this is popping. As I said, I'm gonna give it until the break of the VWAP. And if it does pop and doesn't hold, then yeah, I can stay in it. It is popping with volume as well, so this is probably something that we need to keep an eye on. Do we see anything else? Apple is creating a double bottom. Could be a reversal. GCT is rejecting from the VWAP, which is a good sign. Possible add area maybe. Thingy, DWAC, I'm out, by the way, around 20, just over 20s. 2120s. Yeah, so 2120s DWAC out. My starter didn't work. I could have held it until the low break, but just don't. Doesn't seem like it wants to do that. Right here. So yeah, I'll wait for DWAC. If it does actually take out the 22s again, 2230s, I'll put an alert on it. If it does, then I can come back to that all the time. Today I'm going to keep an eye on that. Actually, on DWAC, I will keep an eye on it for like this week, coming this week. Just trying to fill the gaps in a DWAC, yeah. So filling the gap, that means the potential for it to go down even more is huge. There's a big potential there. So okay, so that's done. GCT, let's have a look. Some rejection coming in, but that rejection is not strong enough, and we've got low volume on the rejection, so this could go higher. This could go higher. This volume is going to take out 620 right now. Might have to get ready to exit now. Yeah, out of it. 630, around 630s, guys. 630s. So I waited for the VWAP to break, and it just, yes, looked too strong. So can't hold off to it. So I waited for the one candle to close above it, which it did, and it took out that bar's high as well. So usually I wait 2 candles, but sometimes it could, these gappers will run, and it wouldn't give you a chance to really exit early. So we'll see what happens. That's the exit. But with this one, it's not much of a loser really, because that's the partial, the remaining one, but still it's just tiny bit of a red for us. These lights are really strong. Where's my stuff? Here we go. There is attempting to take out that, it took out the 620 GCT and it's now bringing in more volume, more momentum. So clearly at this point it looks strong. That trend line could be easily broken. There's not much of a level there, but 652 might be the level that holds, which is in line with the high of day. So it'll be interesting to see what it does around the high of day. What else are we looking at? So what else? Ooh, LI done a really nice reversal, but not enough volume though. NIO is curling up as well. Oh, PDD is actually going for it. Remember this one I was mentioning, PDD. I would really like it to go down towards 63s and then carry on. There you go, breaks the trend line and continues. This is the only one I was looking for longs on it. Unfortunately, I missed it. Yeah. I don't normally look for longs in a lot of stocks, but LI. See what FCX is doing. Not much. GCT is still at that 640 level, this trend line here. And at this point, it seems strong. Look at the volume, right? As it goes up, creates a nice little rising volume, and when it pulls back, it's the lower volume basically. So that's gonna be a very strong, stable uptrend going, isn't it? There it goes. Some sort of a rejection coming in around. This is what I meant by 650 area is probably much stronger level than the trend line. But I think this has more potential. This has got like a lot of volume behind it. Let's see how this pulls down. There might be some short sellers waiting for this to pop towards the high of day, but I think it's extremely strong. Yeah, look at this volume. Although this volume came in huge, that was the rejection volume. So we'll see if it actually holds true. If it doesn't take out that 655 or 50s within the next 2 or 3 minutes, I think this might be the rejection area because the volume came in big. So as it's popping towards the high of day, it's getting shorted heavily. Roblox is recovered a bit. It's trading above the VWAP. Looks to be strong. Roblox usually, it is up, coming up to its earnings as well, so yeah, this one is interesting. Roblox might stay strong if it starts to hold over 39. So it's trading at 39.20 this now. 39.20. I might start on Roblox, guys. Possible long opportunities. So Roblox. Let's have a look at GCT. So rejection is coming in, but is it strong enough? The volume was there, and the volume stayed up, so that could be the rejection. But then again, remember, if this breaks, there's going to be a big squeeze on this. If this high of day breaks, we could say that there might be levels on 670s, but I think it's more important that this 660 breaks. And if these hold, then we might see some more rejection coming in on the GCT. So Roblox, looking at Roblox, possible long opportunities. Even here, just around 39s, 39.08s, 39.08. 39.08s, all sevens. So 39.08. Okay, so Roblox 39.08 long. Roblox 39.08. As I said, you know, anything under, if it starts trading under 39s, then I can get out of this. But until then, I mean, I could leave it until 338.80, something like that. Leave it a bit of a room, but it's got potential. So. Roblox is also going down a little bit, but I would like it to be under that VWAP. If I start trading under VWAP, I'll get out of it. Yeah, it is. What's SPY doing? Yeah, it's rejecting as well. Typical Monday, guys. Up and down. Up and down. Mostly down. Need to get out of Roblox. 38.89s. Break of the lows, I'll get out of Roblox. The lows, the recent lows. So, which is literally around the corner. Around 38.80s. Yeah, it seems like it wants to take it out. Interesting. Still in it. I'm just gonna get out around under 38.80s. 38.80s around here on Roblox. Could be over and under VWAP thing, but very close to my stop. Needs to be slightly thinner. 38.80s here somewhere. There goes GCT, guys. There goes GCT. Look at that. That's what I meant by if it breaks that 660, that's when it's gonna do that, and that's the squeeze that came in. So it's yes, we had kind of like a small loser on it. Over here I had the earlier pre-market, I had the winner on it, but you can't ignore that strength coming into it. You just can't hold off. For example, if you're short here or there, some people will hold it until like really like if you hold it until the high of day, let's talk about high of day. If it breaks, then you have another level to rely on, right? So you've got to make a really decision, and you got to stick to that. My decision was basically I'm going to let it fade out if it is going to be one of the faders, right? Really nice entry. an initial exit was over the VWAP, right? And over the VWAP, break of the VWAP. So this exit is perfect for me. Like we did get some partial obviously on this one, but that exit, beautiful. If you hadn't exited that and you stayed with it, this obviously, the rejection from high of day will give you some hope, and then maybe you start adding things like that. But your original plan, you didn't stick to it. So that's the failure straight away, right? And now, if it does break the crucial level of high of day, let's say you wanted to exit here. You think you're going to get that exit at 660? Maybe not. You might get it here, because it's running. So very, very important to stick to the rules, to stick to the game plan, and exit when you need to, like when it's on the plan. Look at this trend. Like this one, I'm pretty sure there are people who are holding this. Pretty sure. Well, how far are you going to hold it? How thick is your account? That's the deciding factor after this move. Sometimes you might get lucky. It goes up to certain levels and starts rejecting big time because short sellers are really going at it. Yeah, I'm out of Roblox, by the way, guys, for a very small, tiny loser. So Roblox here, 38.80. 79. It's a very small one. With Roblox, the potential usually is very long, like very high. So if I do get a winner on Roblox, it's usually quite a few dollars, not just few cents. So I don't mind paying few cents just to get few dollars. Roblox looks like a short now. It's actually following through with this original weakness now under the VWAP. More volume coming in on the rejection, but I'll stay away for a while. The GCT is gonna run, in my opinion. It's got that strength, and when it does pull back, it doesn't really pull back big time. So this has quite a lot of potential, guys. Only this area here, when it started to fade off, was a bit tricky because this was heavy, I guess heavy profit taking, you can call it, and then that reversal came in. You could say over here, if you look at this, for example, earlier I was noticing this, but I didn't exit because I wanted to give this a chance. Don't want to exit on small little details, looking at the bigger picture, right? So over here, if you look at this on the bounce, look at the volume that's rising, right? So let's have a look. So the volume rising, price is rising, volume rising. I did have a look at this. While it was happening, I did notice it, but it's micro level price action. But nevertheless, it's important to pay attention if you can see the difference. Like these moves were actually the original push. What I mean to say is these were the ones that were winning. This direction was the one that was winning because of the volume, right? Volume was increasing as it was going up, volume decreasing as it was going down. So the down move was the fake move. But again, micro level, look at it. And you can't be... Sometimes you cannot be exiting your trade just purely based off of micro level analysis. Yes, keep an eye on it for sure. Like let's say, for example, you have a trade running exit or partials are really great areas to take when you notice these things. But you could definitely have exited on the first instance over here somewhere on the break even. But then we have a VWAP rejection that comes in usually for these kind of stocks especially. So that's exactly why I gave this a fighting chance, 100%. So, but I'm just mentioning this because it's quite interesting to notice that every time we see the main move, we have rising volume. Every time we see a pullback, we have decreasing volume. Now, you see over here, this move. Right, look at this. Look at this huge move. Look at this, right? Volume rising, price rising. What is happening right now? Volume is kind of declining. Volume is declining, price is declining, which means the decline is not the primary move. Decline is not the direction. That's a pullback, right? We might have another go at this, especially if it starts to attack that 7 and takes that out. We might actually see some more move on out of this, unless now, of course, it breaks the volume much higher than, let's say, 500, and it starts to go down. That will now switch over the direction. But as far as it stands right now, we are on a pullback, micro pullback, and the break of the 7 could bring in some more potential move to the upside. Interesting, very, very interesting thing to learn, but it's very crucial to understand. Right, so there you go. What's up, bro? What's up, Zell? How you doing, buddy? Zell, I was mentioning earlier, I was looking at this around a bit late, to be honest, but I was saying to the stream that, you know, Zell had better taken these trades on GCT. I mean, even if not here, or even worst case for your scalping moves here, you know, you should have taken some of this at least. Okay, let's have a look at this now. As you can see, it's trying to sort of attempt to take that 7, is struggling, which is quite normal. But look at the volume now, rising, but price is still attacking that. So if it takes it out now or rejects with big volume, that's when you start to think maybe something is off. Like if we get a big flush, it doesn't have to be a big flush, but rejection, let's say 670s, is this candle closes 70s, and the volume is rising. So that could be the start of the bigger retracement, or maybe even a reversal. But as it stands, I think it wants to take that 7 out, you know. There it goes. Took the 7 out. But then that's stuff like this rejection is never good, right? This rejection, if it ends up like this, is not good. There we go. So now you can see that this could be the, look at the volume on the rejection, huge. So this could be the start of a reversal, I would say. And Roblox looks interesting. Roblox. This could be a reversal on GCT. It's still hanging around though. It's still hanging around. Still, I feel like this might still be front side of the move for shorting. Let's have a look at what others did. Oh, Billy is about to, really nice reversal. Curling back up over yesterday's high, I believe. Yeah. And what did DWAG? DWAG's just a chop. Not doing much really. As I said, if it starts to go over, it might bring in some volume if it starts to take out, excuse me, 2230s, 50s, something like that. That's why I have this alert. I'm just looking at the others. We're looking at PDD looks interesting, maybe again for another opportunity for long. PDD. Yeah, PD looks good for long. I'm also looking at GCT for possible short right now. 668. 668. Very tight stop though for me. Very tight. So 668. And about 683, I will be out of this. Very tight stop. Because I don't want this to go beyond 690s. So very scalping entry, but exit could be day trade. So interesting. Might take me out. 680s, just over 680. I'll come out of this. So a very quick one. Still waiting, still waiting. I'm not saying diamond hands, but now that we have that closed, 683 is the high, I believe, 683.84. So break of that, definitely out. So now, that's the exit. It could be hard stop now, and we can just relax on it. So why? Around this area here is the entry under 670, and that's the exit. Very simple. Now I can relax. There we go. Dude, it's reclaiming very quickly though. Dude, my TOS is stuck. My TOS is stuck. The recovery is very quick. So we'll see if this candle closes red or green. Just a bit chopped now. But this probably will be my last trade on this name. I think I took 1, 2, and then third trade, yeah. So it's bouncing towards that stop again. But I feel like this one might take my 685s out, and it goes towards, barely goes towards the sevens, and then curls down. I feel like that is what's gonna happen, but I can't go with the feel. Just need to stick to my rules, because my position management is according to this stop, not that. Just remember, because if I let it go beyond 7, I'll probably be out more than 1.5, even 2 hours on it. So I can't do that. Yeah, Monday, huh? Just need to catch one. Glasses make your eyes even more tired. Let's see if I stop this. That's better, but anyways, I've got my hard stop on, so let me just quickly. Yeah, that CGT is gonna take me out. It doesn't want to stay weak. So, yep, 685, I'm out. 685 out. TOS is a little bit delayed for some reason for the last week or so for me. It's like 2 seconds delayed. Now it's taken out on the TOS, but I was out on it like 3-4 seconds ago. Strange. But it's going now. Look, it's not even caught up with the next bar. On my platform, I already have the next bar. And the rejection comes in from 7. So yeah, it's a bit delayed. But I don't know why it's delayed. Application settings. How do we... Yeah, real time, no delay, fast max delay 1 second. Real time, no delay. Yeah, it's on no delay for sure. Anyways, there it goes. It's going and takes out, as I mentioned, 7 breaks, and then it's gonna go for more. This is bringing way down. Is it gonna hold? No, it's not. It's really not halting yet. But halt level is getting closer and closer. 745 is the halt level. $760 now. So it's really looking really good for long. Whoever took this long, I didn't. But yeah, I did try a few shorts on it. It didn't work out. But good control on the risk. Happy with that. I don't think I have any orders left. Should be done. It's interesting. This could be GCT. I'll be watching it a bit later on, see if we get that backside. But I think the way is too strong. It might run for the whole day. If I see this ending up very, very strong, then there might be another day coming for this as well. So opportunity will be there, but not today, right? It might not be today. It might be today. Later on, if it starts to give you the backside, maybe. But it seems like there's so much confidence in the stock that, every little pullback is getting bought up strongly, much stronger than before. You see? The moves here slow but fast, and then again the second or third wave is much faster. So yeah, and it's also bringing a much heavier volume. Interesting. So this is strength written all over it at the moment, and I don't see anything else. What else? Strong, very strong. SPY is also in that chop zone. Thank goodness I didn't trade anything SPY related. Look at this. Just goes within this range, up and down. What's the range? 378.50, 375.50, $2. Sorry, 3. Which is quite a range, but what SPY is doing lately is nothing. So it really needs to break that. In fact, it needs to break that 380 for me to consider SPY strong. So very rangy market. Really? Tesla. I wasn't watching Tesla today. For some reason, I usually keep an eye on it. Yeah, Tesla, yeah, just kept fading off, isn't it? Actually, much cleaner than SPY, really. Yeah, looks much cleaner. I was looking at Apple as well. Apple is in the chop, everything else that I was watching. So I just decided to not even watch the big names. But Tesla, yeah, damn, that's really good, clean move. Beautiful VWAP rejection there. Yep, very, very good. I'm trying to look at others that if there are anything that interests me. But I think I might be done for the day, guys. My trades. So Roblox was also a kind of small loser. I could say small, but it's close to 1 hour. Long did 39.10, still early. I wanted to add to it at the break of 39.55s. It didn't. Took me out for close to, let's say, 1 hour loser. I don't think it's 1 hour. It's less than 1 hour. But the trades that I took more on was GCT. I fought the trend. I didn't really sort of mark this up, but there was a trade here for short from here to here, which was beautiful. That was supposed to be that way. It was not supposed to be for letting it go. It was supposed to be for like pullback, scalp it out. That's it. It's perfect according to the plan. Then second entry came in here, just before 608, I think. Shorted, partialed out, very nice area, and then final exit got out with a loser on it. The loser area is an area where I would have exited on the main trade. So again, on that small loser with this one and that one is kind of very cross, like break even trades. And then this one, very tiny risk, slightly less than 1 hour. So overall, I would say 2 hour if we stretch it a bit. 2 hour, hold on. Yeah, dude. Yeah, do that. Do that. It's just Monday, typical Monday, I guess. Yeah, we had. That's why I thought we had DWAC as well. That's what I was wondering. Like, why am I not like? It should be more than 2 hours. Unfortunately, DWAC, I took it too early. I don't usually do that. This might have been. Well, in hindsight, it's a mistake, but again, it's a starter. Remember, this was a starter, and I was gonna add 23 was the level I was watching, DWAC. But I will keep an eye, as I said, on DWAC, bigger picture wise, I'm keeping an eye on it because it's picking up that news related to DWAC with elections and stuff like that. So I want to make sure that, you know, if it's going to start to run, I try to sort of join a bit early. So this was a starter, and then on the break of 23 I was going to add more. So it just took me out for about 1 hour, very close to my max hour. I don't think I hit my max hour, but very close to it again. Doesn't matter. 2.5, 2.7 hours. Let's call it 3 hours for the day. Red. Yeah, that's pretty much the day. That's done. I don't think I'm going to be looking for anything unless if I see anything on GCT, but then I don't want to trade GCT today because I usually take shorts on these and they are quite strong. They are really, really strong at the moment. Today is very strong. Unless I see later on backside of the move, then I might, but I will not be streaming that. I'll let you know if I do take any trades on it. That's pretty much the day. And to be honest, according to my rules, I should not be taking any trades, which is very close to my minus 3 hour day. So that's pretty much it. Thanks for being here, and I will catch you tomorrow, 8 a.m. EST, guys. Stay safe. Take it easy. Cheers, guys.